Regular press briefing. Today's press briefing will be presided by the official spokesperson of the country, Honorable Jerry Matthew Weah. Honorable Weah, welcome to the podium.
Get it up.
Good to see all of you after our return from Korea. And let me thank you all for still paying attention to what we do here at the Ministry of Information. As you are all aware, we don't do press conferences on Wednesdays. We come here Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this edition is special. It is special because the person who is the name of President Weah's cabinet, Our Excellency the Foreign Minister, Sarah Destro Nyachi, is the principal speaker here today. And it is for that purpose that we arrange this special edition. But just before doing all the honor of inviting her, we want to do a certain clearinghouse issue. And let me just say, the Dean of the Cabinet is joined by the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Alexander Nutter, just walking, and the Chairperson of the National Investment Commission. Council Chief. By Dr. Comrade. The Chairperson of the National Investment Commission, the Honorable Jeff Ligo. You will notice that the three persons just named were part of the President's delegation to Korea. And what took place in Korea is a major part of today's press briefing. So they are here to give support to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean of the President's Cabinet. But like I said before inviting you all, I'd like to clear a couple of issues. I have always said we are here to govern. And we are aware that the governance process can always be mixed with politics. At the same time, I believe it's important to know when to do politics and when to govern. Because the mixture of both takes the nation nowhere. Apparently some people want to see us stuck at the same place with no progress, and so they will always bring into our faces politics. And one of such political issues that keep moving around the place is this whole concept about who uses a VIP and who does not. And sometimes it's difficult for me to comprehend why grown people will not find serious things to do, but run around with petty things and just disturb the peace of everyone. We were just in Ghana, and I was talking to a colleague who goes to the Jubilee Lounge. By the way, the Jubilee Lounge is the presidential lounge in Ghana. And our colleague, who is a senior official of government, says only the President of the Republic of Ghana. That's what a presidential lounge is meant for. Notwithstanding, courtesy is paid to all other officials through the use of the VIP lounge. Ordinary people, even me standing here, sometimes I have major guests. I just contact the people at the VIP lounge at the airport. They allow them to use it. But imagine someone saying to you that a former president has been denied using a VIP lounge. So they got to come clear. What are they talking about? Is it the presidential lounge or the VIP lounge? If it is the presidential lounge, Don't waste your time. Only the sitting president, His Excellency Joseph Newman Walker, will use the presidential lounge. That's what the protocol calls for. All others, whether it's former President Selig, former President Weah, once you inform the team that you are passing through the airport, the VIP lounge will be available. But let me just give you a little detail as to what I'm told happened. The folks managing the VIP lounge were informed through other media that the former president will be traveling. They requested whether they should prepare the lounge for the president to pass through. The president people said no, the president prefers to travel ordinarily. The security folks at the airport also contacted the agent in charge of the former president, whether they should make some preparation. They said no, the president will go through the normal routine. And in fact, when he arrived at the airport, the protocol people helped to process them. And all of a sudden, the next day, is about someone being denied a VIP lounge. If this is propaganda, stop it. And for this to be led by former senior government officials is concerning. If someone is less busy, we can find something for them to do. But distracting the attention of the entire nation on petty things like who passes through VIP lounge and it's an everyday thing, he can rest, that's something that must stop. We have said continuously that when we come here, we want to talk about what the company is doing, what the government is doing. We don't want to take interest in responding to people. But at the same time, it's risky when people are bent on misinforming the public and you just let go. Because we have a godly society. So once in a while, we'll clear the air. And I think to be specific, my friend, who was minister here, where I stand, should stop. He should stop what he's doing. He's bigger than that. Except he says otherwise. Corruption. I'm told someone said recently, the Weah government in 5 months is more corrupt than the former government in 5 months. Except before another planet. No one has built 47 condominiums in the first 5 months. No minister of government has bought 200, 300,000 now only in the first week of service. Those 16 billion is getting missing. So if someone says, with no evidence, just a regular talking shop, that government X is more corrupt than this one, you diminish your professional status when you do those kinds of things. Because if you are a professional person, the things you say should be backed by empirical evidence. Perhaps all the professional people are becoming everyday politicians. And because it's not there, nothing is good, nothing is happening. Go and read your books all over again. And if you have the empirical evidence about corruption, then bring it. Don't just make loose comment like some street talking. It's not sufficient to just get up from your bed, swing the money and say this regime is 10 times more corrupt than the other one. Educated people don't do that. When you make claims, support your claims with evidence. So you all know it's not true. Because the people talking, they got no evidence. It's just the same everyday talking and everyday politics. But we have a record to defend. And if you claim that the system that we are a part of, the government that we are a part of, in 5 months, according to you, it's more corrupt than the one that just left, just show us the evidence beyond the talking. Show us the evidence. Our friends, sorry, today I'm responding to issues because foreign minister will talk the progress news. So I will take the time to respond. Our friends from the LPP, even though some of their officials, including their vice governor is a key official in government, they are saying the government is not inclusive. And because some of them are lawyers, they've gone to the Constitution or some of the legal instruments. And they were citing the executive law as their reliance. And that says, as far as practicable, the president should appoint at least one member of the cabinet from every county. So in their definition, yes, every county must get one person. At the cabinet level. But I think the key word here is as far as practicable. And we thank the LPP for having such a concern. But we believe the president has a broad representation of people in his government, not basically on county now, but on different political persuasion. The individual who's about to address you, who now is a big face in the president's arrangement, the dream of the cabinet. It's not a youth-based. She's not from any of the other parties that collaborated with us. She was brought in on account of what the president believes she can contribute to the governance of the state. But we want to reduce everything to that pettiness. Grandmaster must be there, Sando must be there, the other party must be there. Then we're missing the mark. This is why I believe the president considered competence, loyalty, and all serious qualities that are required in the process of governance, and not just picking people. And since the LPP is headed by a lawyer, a big brother for whom I have a lot of respect, Mr. Big Brother and Mr. Lawyer, the law you quoted say, as far as is practicable. Practicability has an extent. Maybe if you look across, you see a lot of representation from a lot of counties. Perhaps that's how far the practicality could go. Because just that county representation that is of interest to you is not as important as the competence of the individuals who are being called to serve. And we think the president has done great. The people are there. If you disagree with how the government looks, maybe they should not have been there. People ask people to walk away. But as far as we know, your arrangement is representing the government not because of where they come from, not necessarily because they were your vice governor, but because they are competent. And they too have the right to serve their country. I just want to talk about this last issue because it's going to reach a point where, as usual, we hear a lot of noise about it. There's some kind of lawlessness that is always taking place in this country. The government, through the Ministry of Information, bought 50 acres of land after our original cultural center was destroyed. This ministry, under my leadership, is still committed to rebuilding our cultural center. There's a problem here. Almost half of that land has been encroached upon. And people have built mansions on most part of the land. Let this come up as a warning for those who built and those who are still building. We will use the law, and even if you build something that is at the cost of 10 million, on a property that does not belong to you, we will use the law to demolish those properties. For those who are acting now still building, you better think twice and stop. We've written the Land Commission already, we've written the Justice Ministry, we reclaim the land that you're building on. It's meant for our cultural center, And even if you build a mansion there that is at the cost of 80 million, when we have the support of the law, we'll break it down. The lawlessness must stop. And maybe encroaching on the land that belongs to the Ministry of Information, the National Culture Center, is a mistake, and a mistake that you regret. Having said that,
guys, that was the voice of Honorable Chairman, Minister for Information, Culture and Tourism.